This is the Our York Media Podcast, where we talk with the good news makers of York County, Pennsylvania. I'm your host, Rebecca Hanlon. Don't forget to follow Our York Media on your favorite social media channels. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn under the handle Our York Media. If you don't already, please follow us on one or more of those platforms to show your support for good news in our community. This week's White Rose Award goes to Megan Given. Megan has brought a lot of things to York, but today we want to celebrate her for all of her efforts to make philanthropic endeavors attainable for people no matter the size of their wallet. As one of the main organizers behind Give Local York, Megan has helped area nonprofits find innovative ways to share their impact while raising money to continue to do good in York County. Let's give her all the support we can and show up on Friday, May 1st for another 24 hours of giving. Do you know someone in York who deserves a little recognition? Nominate them for a White Rose. Visit ouryorkmedia.com and you'll find a nomination form under our podcast page. This week's episode is sponsored by People's Bank. At People's Bank, we understand decisions about money touch nearly every moment in life, and we are here to help you achieve your dreams and live confidently. We are an integrated team of experienced financial mentors who guide, not prescribe, so you can find the best financial solutions for your life or business. We offer a refreshing and distinct client experience, something we've been perfecting since 1864. We're proud of Kevin for helping us live out our mission of being community builders by being a leader in his own community. Learn more at www.peoplesbanknet.com. Today we're sitting down with Kevin Forry. Kevin is an associate at People's Bank, but he's known in the community for the time he gives, most notably as the newest president for York Young Professionals. Kevin, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So Kevin, why is York home for you?
Well, I was born here, and I always wanted to go to a bigger city, so I ended up leaving at one point after I started my professional career and transferred to Philadelphia.
Okay.
And I was there, and I missed the small town community feel, that vibe that you get. And I found that when I lived there, I was inviting people from York to Philadelphia to spend time with me.
Oh, really?
And my sister was pregnant with her second child. So when I had the opportunity to come back a year later, it was a no-brainer. And picked up with the York Young Professionals. And it just is a close-knit community. You just feel comfortable being here. And it's growing. Yeah. So there's so much excitement going on. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
So York Young Professionals, YYP, recently celebrated a milestone year last year.
Yeah.
20th anniversary.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. But now it's 21.
It is 21.
You're into the 21st.
We're into the 21st.
So at this point where YYP is as an organization, kind of describe to us what it's like now for people that might not be familiar with it.
It's a large organization that has a ton going on. So it continues to amaze me all the time when I step back and look at our calendar and either the number of things that we are doing as an organization or the number of things we're partnering with other community organizations to help fulfill. Mm-hmm. And, 5 years ago, we were in such a different place, growing like a weed, and we still are, but we could barely keep up. Now, I feel like we've got, 165-ish members.
Okay.
And we're hosting socials every month, meetups every month. And last year, with it being our 20th anniversary, we did New Year's Eve, a huge party, open to the community. And we brought back a Live, Work, Play tour, which we hadn't done in a number of years, and expanded upon it. So it was cool because we're able to find kind of needs in the community and create events or help partner with other businesses to create events to keep everybody happy and engaged.
What kind of personal benefit have you seen from being a member of the group?
My personal circle of friends has grown tremendously. And that's probably the one thing I'm the most proud of, being a part of this organization. I came back from Philadelphia. I was a part of YYP before I left. I came back.
Okay.
And rejoined. and knew very few people because the organization was significantly smaller then.
Yeah.
And now I walk into our socials. It's a room of 70 people, and I know almost all of them by name and face, and I consider them friends. They're not just other professionals. They're friends that I want to spend time with, that evening, throughout the month, hang out with, grab coffee with. And so for me personally, it's been the friendships that I've built. In fact, some of my very best friends are members, and that's how I met them.
Yeah.
So,
you and I, that's how we met.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not your very best friend.
No, you're a very good friend. But that's how you just met so many people because of being a part of that organization, and that's how I feel.
Yeah. York, the past couple of years, has gone through a lot of changes. YYP has gone through a lot of changes. How do you see that kind of aligning as an organization with the community and the needs that are presented there?
Oh, man, York really has grown significantly, and YYP the same. So I think that the young professionals, we've done a really great job of finding ways to get connected differently. And I think when there's a need in the community, there really wasn't anything before, a couple of years ago that everyone in the community looked at for young professionals to see them get together to grow, and then for employers within the York area to look at YYP as a place to find really good, talent. So it's cool to, be a part of that, and, both continue to grow, both York City, County, and YYP, and, as more opportunities grow within the community, we're able to continue to meet needs and help people.
So what do you think is kind of next for YYP? What are the needs of your members that you're trying to meet? What does that kind of look like?
That's a great question. So we put out a survey every year and try to get a feel for what they want. So, our board is 14 and it's volunteer based. So we put in a ton of work, and we sit around the table once a month and start to think about what's the value for our members. And we decided at one point a couple of years ago, let's just ask them. And so we started, that seems so simple, right? Just ask them. So we put out a survey, and every year we reflect on the survey from the most recent year and think about where we want to go directionally. And when we asked members most recently, they said they wanted to be connected with other individuals within the community. So that's something we continue to focus on as we host socials or other events. Is, can we bring community leaders in? Can we have just owners of the businesses that we visit be a part of that with us, so that they continue to get connected, just like many of us on the board are, or that we're on the board or part of the membership in the past. So I think as we continue to grow, our members continue to shift. We've talked a lot about professional development in the last couple of years, and oddly enough, we tried to create opportunities for professional development, and the turnout was very low. So we sat back and reflected on that and realized that there's a lot of professional development going on already in the community. It makes way more sense for us to take the back seat and help to market and encourage our members to seek opportunities outside of us. So we don't have to own it all, but help to be the connector.
Be supportive of what others are doing. That's an interesting, And sometimes when you ask people for what you want, like you've asked your members, sometimes they think of things that they think that they want. But you learn in terms of like the follow through, what is it that they really want, or what are they showing up for, and that sort of thing. So I imagine you see similar.
Oh yeah.
But you're willing to try.
Absolutely. Yeah. Willing to try anything. I mean, a couple of years ago, it was first time home buying. Everyone was asking for that. We got a nice turnout.
Yeah.
We tried something else. It did not go over very well. We had, I think, 5 or 10 people that showed up, and they were really common topics. So we're able to just partner with organizations that our members are a part of, or companies that our that our members work for, and create those connections. And it makes it way easier for us. We don't have to carry as much of the weight in terms of planning and orchestrating an event, but our members ultimately have the opportunity to do something that's important for them.
I know the organization has, and this is more from an observational standpoint, because I'm not as active in it right now. My husband Will is, but the partnerships that have been created over the years have really kind of expanded. I know that's been a lot of like hitting the ground. How are those Why are those so important to YYP? Like, what does that support really do for you to have partners that play different roles?
Yeah, so one of our longest standing partners is the YCA. And they've been great for us because they help to market some of the things that we're doing, and we help to market with them. They're a great community advocate and organization, and we have a liaison that sits on our board that helps us to stay aligned with what's going on in the community, York County at large, and what they're doing that we can potentially play a role in, and vice versa. So for us, when we have socials or any events, it's great. The cross collaboration there is huge. We have a huge thank you to our organizational sponsor, York Traditions Bank. They've been a huge supporter for a number of years. And it's interesting as I sit back and think 5 years ago, when I rejoined the organization, the number of partnerships that we had was pretty small.
Yeah.
And we've grown so much, and it takes a lot more in terms of resources to run the organization and provide all the value that we feel that we do. But it's been great over the last couple of years. We've partnered with numerous nonprofits to help, spread the word and ultimately give our members the opportunity to give back. And that's a feel good for anybody, if you can step back and recognize there's a need in the community and provide some sort of volunteer opportunity, or just give that nonprofit a voice so they can, share their message. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. What do you think York has to offer young professionals that's appealing to that demographic right now?
That's a great question. So much. That's the answer, is so much. It's growing in so many different ways. People ask me often what a young professional is looking for. That's a really tough question to answer, because what I find interesting and value-filled, the person right next to me, the same age, even in the same employment situation, may not feel that way. But what I really like is that there's so much diversity in the types of things that you can do. You can go play trivia, you can connect. There's tons of new businesses popping up all over the place, not just in downtown. So what's appealing is, a really close-knit community, close to a ton of stuff, which is what I love. So within a couple of hours, you can be to major cities, but super locally, there are so many resources here right at our back door. So I think it's an awesome place for a young professional to come, where they want to support, they want their voice to be heard, and they want to make a difference. I think that's a great opportunity for young professionals.
Is there anything that you think is a gap?
Of course. There are gaps in every community. Some of the things that I feel personally about are affordable housing for young professionals. That's, something that's a challenge for somebody that wants to live in the heart of downtown. But in general, there are going to be challenges anywhere for anybody.
Yeah.
Young professionals, we're looking for things to do. We're looking for ways to get involved. And I think there are some really awesome organizations that can help to connect people with, opportunities to volunteer, get more involved, play a bigger role. Sometimes they just need help with getting connected.
Yeah.
And one thing that I think, YYP has done for me is helped me to get more connected. So as people approach me asking for opportunities to get involved because maybe they don't know how, not just me, but any member of YYP or alumni or general community members, we're able to give direction in terms of who they can get connected with and what the value in that would be for them to be able to be more successful and feel like their cup is more filled, so to speak, at the end of the day. Yeah.
What sort of impact do you personally want to try to have as a young professional in the community?
As big of one as I can. That's a tough one. I find myself, or at least historically, I found myself as the yes person. So as I've been approached to support, volunteer, give, whatever that might be, my answer is always yes, or I try as hard as I can to say yes. And as I've sat back and reflected, I think it's more important for me to help connect other people with opportunities to say yes. So if there's anything I can say that I want myself to be able to do and help and support, it's to be a connector. and help to encourage other people to get involved with the communities and not have to say yes myself all the time, because we only have so many hours in a day and so much time you can give back. So it's great to be able to sit back and help steer someone else, and instead of saying yes all the time, saying, I think I'm a little tight, which is just me being very honest with myself, and saying, however, I think I can get someone and help to connect you with someone that might be able to have a really quality impact.
Good person to know because you know people.
I like knowing people.
There you go. Kevin, thank you for coming on and sharing a little bit with us about YYP and about your background. Really appreciate it.
Sure. Thanks so much.
Before we end, have we mentioned how grateful we are that you're spending time with us? Each time you listen, download, or even better, subscribe to our podcast, you're helping support us in our mission to give York something better to talk about. For more information on Our York Media and our Good News Initiative, you can visit ouryorkmedia.com. The Our York Media podcast is produced by Will Hanlon and Ken Brueggemann. I'm Rebecca Hanlon. Thanks so much for listening.